Good afternoon and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal E224, a 1962D Security First National Bank roll. How's everybody doing today? Gonna draw the chip out of here. We did that one last time, so let me shake them up. 16. Well, it's been early the last 3 times. Wait for a couple of people to stroll in and we will get things going. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. Hey Otis, how are you today? My wife is officially retired and she seems happy. But she's already expressed worry for her customers that they won't be taken care of properly. That shows we got 5 people in here right now. And we'll go ahead and start opening this roll because it looks pretty tight. '62 has lots of RPMs, double die obverses, double die reverses, all sorts of stuff to check out. That's what I say, Otis. This roll came from a source that I usually don't get Lincoln cents from. He's usually trying to sell me other stuff. So, and we'll go ahead and get it rolling here. And the first coin is for Sarag. And nothing on the obverse. And nothing on the reverse. So our first coin is normal. Second coin of the roll goes to Dave. Beautiful day here in South Florida. This is the best time of the year to actually be here. Sunny and, well, partly sunny and 77 degrees. We have been getting some rain here and there. Coin number 3 goes to Dan. Nothing so far. I think I might brighten this up just a tad. There we go. Dan McCumber, welcome. So far, no goodies. 62D roll is one that you probably got a decent chance of getting something in. But you probably have a decent chance of getting something with a roll with nothing in it too. You do have to look at all the devices on the obverse because they all have examples of doubling from bar L's. That's right. If you don't look, you can't find anything. Like that 71p roll, that turned out to have a double die in it. A very strange double die at that. Me and Chuck were going over it this morning. Coin number 5 for Doug. I will have a broadcast tomorrow at about this time. It is, I'm not sure, I think the next roll is a 69D roll. Hopefully we find some stuff in the 69D roll. That would be excellent. Like that 71p roll, more times than not. Matter of fact, over 90% of the time, you don't find anything in those rolls. So we did good. We did good. John Shank, welcome to the show. Glad you could join us. Yeah, floating roofs on 71s, they're there. They're there. Boy, if you score one of the good double dies in 71, it's a score. They're really nice. There's just not a ton of them. Just not a ton to be had. Hey, Taco John, how are you? Hope you're not working too hard. I have a couple of them, but I don't have the big one. I used to actually have the big one, and it was in a box of coins that ended up getting stolen. So who knows whatever happened to that, because I'm pretty sure it went to a pawn shop. And chances are they didn't even know what it was. Coin number 9 goes to Mark. We have doubling that is on the 2 on some of these dies, but not yet in this roll. There's doubled eyelids, there's doubling on the T of trust, and then there's a nice one in if I'm not mistaken, and then I believe there's even bar L's. You finding anything, Dan? I was taking photographs this morning. Packages that are waiting for coins for photographs should start hopefully tomorrow, maybe even tonight. They'll probably be printed tonight. I've got most everything sorted except for coins that needed photographing and inserts. And they're going real slow, being that I'm a one-armed man right now. Another 10 days or so before I can really use my left arm again. Hey, Caporello Coins, how are you today? Next coin is for Roger. It was the one-armed man, that's right. I will be looking at these coins again. I don't miss a whole lot under the scope anymore, but I have, so I do double check them. Yeah, I tried to save myself and ended up hurting myself in the long run. Some ulnar or something and some tendon is damaged. But they say that steroids in time should, in lack of use, should make it better. And if it doesn't for some reason, then I'll have to go address it a little bit more. But even in the last couple days, it's starting to feel better. It just, for the first week, it didn't feel better at all. I'm thinking the steroids are working. Yeah, this isn't stuff like that. This is a fresh injury, and after a week, I told my wife, I said, I knew it was her last day. I said, I'm going to go and get it checked out, make sure it's not broken, because it did bend in a direction that arms aren't supposed to bend. And it wasn't broken. They just saw that the tendon was like a partial. He said it was still connected, but partially torn, and that usually they don't do surgery for it, but you know, that's something that takes time. And then the other was the nerve that goes through the ulna was extremely swollen. Yeah, I'm already a fat ass, John, so as long as I don't go back up to where I was, I'll be happy. There was a time that I was about 380, 390. And I'm like 275 right now. So yeah, he said it could have even been dislocated. He says it doesn't necessarily break. And he says, well, the tendon is stretched in the ulnar. It could have. But it was definitely in place when I went and had pictures taken of it. It looked like it was dislocated. It was like bent the total opposite direction. So we shall see. Boy, working the sheet I had to go back to right clicking on the mouse key, and what a pain in the butt. Oh, yes. Congratulations. Thank you, Otis Taco John. The big winner of the giveaway. A $5 credit. I think you got one last week, too. I'm not mistaken. Let me write a little note here. I may try to get a roll dig in this weekend to try to get the rest of these rolls that are on my desk off of here. And maybe I'll get on and when I'm attributing and photographing coins, see if I can do that. That would be interesting. That way you guys can see the procedure and the amount of time it takes. There's sometimes I actually spend hours on single die. That is something I won't do while I'm online, but you can see what kind of work goes into this. One thing about this, a lot of people will say, yeah, it must be this one because it almost looks like this one. And that's not how it works. It has to be exactly like that one. I'm finally getting my Photoshop skills down to where I can do overlays real fast now. So that is really helping. It's speeding me up a little bit. And I have to thank Chuck for that because he only went over it like, oh, there's a little struck through there. Wow, that's interesting. I don't know if it's struck through or a lamination. Look at that with a loop. I think that is struck into a lamination peel. It is a lamination peel. That is cool. Take a look at that again. Yeah, and by the time it's said and done, Dan, I foresee they're going to be 350 to 400 RPMs. Yeah, that is actually struck into a lamination. You can see down at the rim right here where it's peeling back a little bit. But very cool right there. So that is probably like a bubble under the B. That's why it didn't fill the die real well. Very cool. Let's see what the reverse looks like. This would be the area right here. Oh, doesn't even show anything different. So kind of a neat little error for Sireg. My dad owned a photo lab. He did a lot of custom photo finishing, larger size prints, back before they had the machines and all the digital printers and everything. That's kind of what that means. There's a lot. I've got tubes of them that aren't listed. Variety Vista, they don't list a lot of them, but somebody said that Kaneka is going to be listing the minor split serif RPMs now, since they are not affiliated with Dr. Wiles anymore. The next coin is for Coins and Ghouls. But it's something we'll have to see. We list them, and we actually find it. You'll notice throughout the listings that we find this to be a different die state of such and such, and we move it and then replace it, and then leave the note in the listing. So if you ever had it listed before, you'll know where to re-identify it as a certain number. One thing we don't do is just delist something unless we know that it is not an RPM or not a double die. That would be the only way that we would delist something. But usually what happens when we move a listing is a third die stage or die state coin comes along and links the two coins together. And that is the best way to know. Then you've got marker matches. And it ties them together. Like RPM 2 on the 1960D, it evolves. It looks totally different from early to late die state, but yet it's the same because the actual it is evolving through die stages. God, I really want to find some 62, 63, and 64 DRPMs, and it seems like the last 4 or 5 rolls that we've done, we haven't found much. I think we've found some good stuff in a 64D and a 63D roll. I don't think I've found much in 62Ds this year. I think that's why I'm searching them so much. I mean, you're like, man, there's double dies and there's lots of them. I mean, there's quite a few listings. Yep, and you get some, and then you find something that's in between, and it has markers for both of them. We've just had that happen in a couple different die pairs. This die pair is a lot. There's been lots of them in this roll. With the light southeast die scratches. Coin 26 goes to Carl. And it's really cool, Dan. I mean, if you get, there's a ton of die stages, and there's a lot of cool, real heavy RPMs in 1960, but there's not a lot that evolve like that, where through polishing and use, the mint mark actually changes and opens up. Rolling machine that rolled these must have really squeezed pretty tight, because it seems like a lot of the stuff out by the L is been hit. Yeah, it's not looking good so far, Otis. We're over halfway through and nothing, but there's still a chance. I don't really get discouraged until about 40. And even then, it's possible. It's possible up to the last coin. Crispy, welcome to the show. The 69 roll I do tomorrow, I might give the $5 giveaway and then try to get a couple of RPMs, because that one, if there's RPMs in it, they'll be great. And RPM number 8, you find that quite frequently. All the other ones are usually hard to get. And I know that I did get rolls that had RPMs in it, so I've got quite a few of them. And there's a lot of people here that are involved now that, well, maybe that's just something I'll do, is one day I'll do another one of those rolls. And we know there's RPMs in there. Coin 31 goes to Paul Hampton. Yeah, it was good to see Paul back. Good to see Cad Roll Hunter back in the swing. Got a lot of people returning, and that's usually how it goes, though. People play, and then they don't, and then they do other things, and you got to live your life first. Coin 32 goes to Jordan. I know my daily routine has been totally in the air for the better part of 2.5 weeks now. It just seems like one thing after another was going on. That should be fini. With the wife's retirement, I should be able to be on schedule more often. I was having to reschedule things, and I'm kind of a creature of habit, and rescheduling things is not something that really emotionally goes well with me. You know, I was always, if I'm not early, I'm late type person, and that's how I was raised. That's how my dad was. My whole family was like that. I have neighbors here that get so upset because there's a lot of retirees that live by us, and they all get up at 7 in the morning and go do their grocery shopping and stuff like that. And these people are like, they need to wait till we get to work. We got to get to work. And I'm just like, why don't you just leave 20 minutes earlier? I mean, it's a free country. Just because they get up and do everything early, that's why they're retired and you're not. Yeah, and he's starting to do it. He's warming up to the broadcasting and the video ideas. And I'm gonna try to do some different video stuff too. I might start doing some stuff on other denominations and then putting it on Chuck's channel and my channel. My channel would not have anything about sense on it. That's how I am, Dad. If I don't get it done by noon, it don't get done. I mean, it might get done, but from like 5 in the morning till noon is when I'm doing my chores around the house, doing laundry, doing whatever it is. Thinking about dinner, grocery shopping. I usually go grocery shopping as soon as the market's open. I'm there. And then I sit around. If I'm going to be lazy, I'm lazy in the afternoon. If you notice, I don't do a whole lot of evening broadcasts. That's because I'm not at my best. In the morning, you're fresh, your mind's fresh. Yeah, I get up. I didn't get up at 3:30, but I was up at 5. I usually get up around 5 because the dogs want out, and they want breakfast, and I'm ready for a cup of coffee. And of course, I'm old, so like sleeping more than 4 or 5 hours is near impossible without waking up. But I did that like this morning, did the garbage, did a load of laundry, emptied the dishwasher. Actually, I ran the dishwasher this morning, so I must have did that yesterday. I've got a computer I've got to reset for my wife for her come from her old work. They said they didn't need it, and it's relatively new. It's like a year old, so hers is like ancient. Hers is still like an AMD. It's before the stuff they had, the Ryzen. And nothing wrong with sleep. 8 to 10 ain't. I don't consider that late. Are you retired, Otis? I used to wake up real early for work, like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, because I started at 6. And I just never, when I quit working, I just never quit waking up for work. Like my wife, she says, I wanted to sleep in today, and she slept in till 8 o'clock. I says, 8 o'clock is sleeping in when you get up at 5:30 every day. So as far as I'm concerned, she slept in. But I think she wanted to sleep till noon. Well, the last time I slept till noon, the only reason I slept till noon is I went to bed at like 8 o'clock in the morning. The party years. That's right. It wasn't too long ago. I went to the beach. My friend has a condo on the beach, and we went there, and I don't know how it happened, but we ended up drinking all night long. Went to the place, had breakfast and a cup of coffee, and then went home and went to sleep. Next coin is for Cad. Hey, Doug, how are you today? Tomorrow at around this same time. Matter of fact, it will be around 1 o'clock, 12:30 to 1:30. But most likely it'll be the same time this was, about 1:45 to 1 o'clock. We will be doing a 69D roll. Hopefully it will give us something. The rolls haven't been super productive the last 2 weeks, but they haven't been duds either. I'm going through the coins and it's like, wow, there's 4 coins in that and 5 coins in that roll. So we're getting variety coins out of the rolls. It's just not like getting a roll with, actually the 154D roll had a lot of, almost 20 coins with varieties in it. But that 71p, that was a surprise. After everything was said and done, it turned out to be a nice double die. It's doubled on the Y of Liberty, the last T of Trust, and the 7 of the date. It's actually a class 4 plus 5 plus 8. Something that I've never seen. They're all not super RPM or a super double dies, but they're all kind of minor. But altogether, it's kind of a very unique piece. I mean, the doubling on the 7 is barely visible, and the doubling on the T is, well, it's actually pretty visible. Paul Hampton, how are you doing? How you feeling today? It's been good to get emails. I'm glad you got that laptop in there. That's probably giving you a little bit of sanity so you can be connected with the world a little bit. Coin 48 goes to Carl. Yeah, don't forget to hit that like button. Always like the likes, and we've been doing good at it. I've been making sure to tell people as they go leave to hit the like button, and it has been helping. We were getting to the point where we were only getting about 4 likes and 300 or 400 views, and now we're getting 30 likes, so that's good. So a couple cool coins in the roll. That one lamination is pretty cool that Eric got. And I believe there was a halfway decent struck through. But no varieties. And the final coin is for Taco John. He gets the same die pair as the first coin of the roll. All right. And that's it. I want to thank everybody for joining me. It makes my day to spend some time with you guys. And I will be back tomorrow at, like I say, right about this time. Sora for the PT. All right. Any word on how long you got to stay there for? Or are they going to ship you home soon and have home care? Because you know, you'll probably do a lot better if you're in your own home. I know I always liked it better when I was at my own home. Wonder if he's lagging a little bit or if he already left. Or he's like me, can't type laying down. That was one thing I could never do, was I could get on a laptop and watch, but I couldn't do anything. Let me see if I can get that pictures of that double die up. I'll show it to you. There it is. All right, so you can see it on the top of the 7. Laying, yeah. Right on the top of the 7 and a little bit on the back of hump of the 1. And then you can see it right there on the Y. And at one point I thought that was a die clash. If it would be down the side of the T, I would buy a die clash. Or if it would be over about another width of a letter, it could be a die clash that was not worn out. But then you go, and there's the little tip on the T right there on the left side of the top of the T. So that is a class 4. That is a class 8. And that's a class 5. So, anyways, I will see you guys around 1 tomorrow, and thanks again for joining. You guys have a great day. Bye.